Welcome back to Deep Heights. My name is Deborah. We're going to do a spirit walk today. I don't know where they go. These are very new for me, sharing myself and my thoughts in my journey with the cards, because this is a walk we take together, an exploration of spirit. I feel like exploring spirit, exploring ourself. I learn when I go back and watch these. I learn and I see things that I've missed, which I think is very interesting. I've recorded some and not posted them, or had to stop them. This is a work in progress. I'm learning at this, and what I want to say is that I almost feel scared sometimes because I don't know what's coming out, and something that seems really positive gets really dark really quickly, and I'm not sure, but I have to speak my truth, and this is my truth, and this is my process. Maybe you can learn something from it. We can learn something together. I don't know. They're painting the house next door, so they're very loud. My neighbors are always very loud. No matter where I move, I'm always surrounded by obscenely loud people. It's the bane of my existence. I can't get quiet. So, let's get started. Hopefully they won't be too loud. Ooh, a lot of cards fell out. Who's with us? The Black Egg, speaking about truth. The unknown. We fear the unknown. I was talking about that. But the book I read, and this card, meaning of it is about truth, which I didn't really understand because I kind of read it really quickly. But it was about truth, and for me right now, I'm understanding it, that even though we don't know what's going to happen in our life, we don't fear the unknown because we're in the truth. We're with truth. We are truth. We don't go searching for truth. We be truth. We be it in every part of our being, in our cells, in our speech, in our love. Purity. Even though it's black, it's pure because the darkness exists just as much as the light exists. It must exist. And I don't mean black as an evil. The black, the darkness isn't evil. Corrupted light is evil, not the black darkness. Being unafraid. Because we are truth. It doesn't matter what happens. Too many cards. It's interesting how in these readings, these cards, the symbol up here is their symbol for ether, for the spiritual realm, and they show up a lot in these readings. I've used this deck a lot. I was using it before I started recording videos, and it just didn't happen all the time like this. The lion and the unicorn. Take a sip of my smoothie. We have unicorn again. And the way they've come out, it's like they're not facing each other. It's like reality. The lion is a realist. Maybe the unicorn is very dreamy. The two are opposite. Do they have to be opposite? Realism and dream. This lion looks hurt. Like he's seen something. He's seen some shit. Haven't we all? This was brought out in the Desert Quest video about not letting the journey harden you. That's important. I do body work. And I read. I adore Wilhelm Reich. And he talks about body armoring, how it shows up in the tissue, like psychological trauma and psycho. Anyway, our bodies hold tension. We hold tension in the muscles, in the body, and we armor. And where we hold it, like Alexander Lowen, he talks about particular places that we hold tension in our body or where we would have pain are indicative of certain, not necessarily neuroses, but I don't want to say sicknesses. I don't know the word because I'm not a psychologist, but something wrong. We'll just say that, something wrong in the mind, like something something in the shadow that's not something that's unknown. We're not facing, not wanting to face. I feel like the lion here is not wanting to face this part of his nature because he's very sore and he's hurt. He's very armored. You can't get through to him. He can't even get through to himself is the thing, because he won't even look at it. You would think that the lion, he's all up in the truth because he's a realist. He can face the day head on. He can meet the challenges. He's a warrior. It's Mars. It's Mars without Venus. There's a reader, there's a channel, her name is Raji. She has Opal Oracle. And she said in one of her readings a while back that Libra was the sword, but what's the sword without the warrior, without Mars? And like, what's Mars without the sword? You know, Libra's Venus. But if Libra is going to be a warrior Venus, you know, she's the sword. But she's a sword of truth. She's Mayat. She's truth. Truth here. Maybe that we're afraid to look at, afraid to feel it. Because who's feeling? How many people do you know that you come across that feel, that really feel, that immerse themselves in the feel? And not just the lusty feel of, you know, sexual gratification or conquest, or, you know, watching the boob tube. No, but processing the real pains of life. Because life ain't all rainbows and sunshine. It'll beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. That was my really, really bad Rocky impression. I'm embarrassed. I'm going to stop the video. Oh, Lord. Let's all take a moment of silence for my pride. All right. even the lion has to face the dark. You know, he's the sun. It's Aslan. But the lion is the king. He's the leader. And can you be a true leader if you can't really face yourself, face your dark, face those softer, fluffier parts of yourself? If you're caught up in being hard, too hardened, not just for men either. I mean, this is for speaking about all of us, men and women. Because in my experience, in my work, women are way more armored than men. Their bodies physically, their bodies are just fucking like rock, and not because they've been in the gym. I mean, ladies, we have some things we're not facing, okay, and it's being armored. It's being stored in the body to where you think you're healthy because you're thin and you eat spinach. Mm-mm. Nope. That's super interesting. So we know that Spirit wants us to confront our fears. The black egg is the unknown, our fears. And we need to go willingly, like the hanged man, and he willingly hangs himself from that tree in the dark. And we don't know what we're going to find in the dark, but we shouldn't fear it. We should go bravely. The lion's brave. He's still brave. You know, maybe he's scared, and that's okay. Even lions get scared. And what's interesting is he's scared of something. He's scared of the unicorn. Fluff. Maybe he's scared to show that part of himself. Are you afraid to show those softer, more dreamy aspects of your nature? Poetic. You know, the unicorn writes poetry. And he feels. Or she. And I think we would want to get them where they can look at each other. You know, where they can face each other. But life is about balance, right? And I had an idea a few years ago, because I'm a Libra, about Libra isn't about stillness. You know, balance wasn't about stillness. Because on a scale, you have gravity, and each thing weighs, and it's like constantly being pushed down. So it's like they're, I don't know, I wish I was more intelligent and could relay these things in a better way, but it was still moving, and like still kind of like each thing was pushing down each side. Not battling, but holding gravity, being what they are. Can the unicorn be who it is, and lion be who it is within yourself? You know, harmoniously. Maybe they're not equal, but they're harmonious. Because it's like lion, he looks sad. And he doesn't always look sad to me. Sometimes he's like really brave. Right now he looks sad. Like he's got to go confront something. He's got to go. I have this vision, this place. It's a magical place to me, a sacred place to me. It has these pools of water, cooling, healing water. It's twilight, it's dark, it's purpley like this moon. There are meadows of healing herbs, and the healer is there. But you have to find it alone, to find yours. And it hurts to get there somehow. You have to surrender to spirit, to surrender to the unknown. I want to cry, but I'm not. Because it's so sacred and I'm sharing something that's mine with you that I've never told anyone. But it'll heal you. What you're afraid of will heal you. Okay. Let's see. Now I'm really going to cry. Two of discs, three of swords. I was making fun of myself with the Rocky speech, but he says that it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. You roll with it. You roll through the pain. Can you transmute it? Can you stay harmonious here with these two? Talking about the light and the dark, you know? This card moves. He moves this way, the snake. He moves this way. And these move this way, like this, you know? So it's this magical energy ball of like movement thing somehow, you know? But it hurts. It really hurts. I told you he's in pain. He really hurts. And I think he's in some ways overcome that. And he's a little hardened, you know, he's become a realist. It's the two of discs. He's starting to rebuild his life or her life after this pain, you know, and he's learning how to work with it, how to harmonize new life with old pain. The unicorn could also be the way that they had come out. They weren't looking at each other. Letting the past go, staying stuck there, because we certainly don't want to do that. Excuse me. We certainly don't want to stay stuck in the past. Just kind of look at the black egg. But is this a willing let go of the past, or is this a refusal to look at it? Maybe it's both. Is it both? Is it okay for it to be both? I don't know. But I have them set up where they're looking at each other, because that makes me feel like we're going to get to where we can harmonize them. But the three of discs, the three of swords. I really love the Thoth deck. The three sword points, they meet in the middle of this flower, and I always see these flowers, they're like the unfolding of spirit. You know, it's bloomed, it's unfolded, and those swords meet right in the middle, right at your center of your core of your being. Hurts. Saturn, karmic lessons in Libra. Talking about balance. But I think Saturn likes to be in Libra. That's why he's exalted there. He likes love, but he has lessons to teach in love that are difficult. Being open anyway. Being willingly open like the hanged man. He willingly hangs himself from the tree. And to open yourself up and say, this is my truth. This is my truth. Look at it. It bleeds. You got to bleed, baby. Can you dance anyway? He can. The snake does. Because he understands that he's going to shed that old skin. He's going to move through the light and the dark. He's going to ride the lightning. Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter is mutable fire. And Jupiter, here with the two of discs, takes all of Saturn's challenges and he just he greets them and he transforms them into something new and purifies them with the purifying fire. I think Jupiter is female. I don't know why I feel like that, but for me, Jupiter is a woman. Okay. Those had just kind of fallen out. Sorry. Okay. So we know about pain. And these spirit walks, you know, this is the real stuff. This isn't the Deborah show. You know, this is the spirit show, the spirit walk about hoping to have authentic conversation about the things that don't get talked about openly. She came out upright. Justice. Dancing. Light. The sword. Balance and harmony. I'm going to try really hard not to cry because here in those scales and those weights, you have the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end, you know, and they're perfectly balanced from her mind. The two things, the beginning and the end, like the sun and the moon, the light givers. Telperion and Laurel. Adjustment. This isn't justice, this is adjustment. Adjustment. Moving forward anyway. You know, taking the fucking hits. Absorbing. Because she's also cold. She's got a fucking sword. She's steel. I don't know exactly what she's saying yet. And I'm not gonna rush her. I'm gonna put her over here with the black egg. We were talking about walking with truth with the black egg. She's got those balloons are black. Black and blue. Sky blue and black. Night and the day. The sky. I think that's what Spirit's asking of us with the adjustment card. To walk bravely on the road. And can we adjust? I talk about Michael Tsarian a lot because I've been watching Unslaved for many years. Well, since it's been on, but I've been listening to Michael Tsarian and David Whitehead and their guests. But in The Path of the Fool, he he brings out her toes. She's on toe tip, and he's like, "Can you toe the line? Can you toe the line?" It's a hard road. I've said that. Yeah. The lion, it's a hard road. And he's like, fuck. I don't know if I can toe the line. But I think he's starting to learn how to do that. There's movement happening. You know, both of these cards are upright. We know we're moving through it, and that's positive. So, and the justice is upright. I'm always horrified when she's reversed. This is, for me, like the worst card to be reversed. For me. And the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's a sweet card. Okay. What is it about the unicorn that the lion doesn't want to see? Turn back up maybe so you don't hear my neighbors. Okay. What is it about the unicorn? Just unicorn energy. The Eight of Discs. That's very interesting. Virgo energy, Sun in Virgo. The tree, the living tree, the forbidden tree maybe. The tree with the forbidden fruit. Wow. When I've looked at this card in the past, I've thought about how, you know, the energy moves kind of like the two of discs here, you know, how it's like these. So it'd be 4 8s, which is 32, which is 5. Fives are usually, I think, the number 5. Well, it's the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, but it's, I think they're difficulty. Mutable Earth, and the Minor Arcana. I think in life, sometimes, that we're more afraid to succeed than we are to fail. Because success implies responsibility. You know, when we can say, oh, I don't want to do it because I'm afraid I'll fail, we become a victim. You know, it's easy to be a victim. The lion here, he's sad, but he's not a victim. He's sad and he's hurting, but I think he's just, you know, talking about justice or adjustment and fairness and different ways of being. There's always a right way and a wrong way, I think. You know, and do I, like, let's just explore that thought. You know, if there's a right way to be sad and is there a wrong way to be sad? You know, because really bad things happen to us in life and they're tragic, tragedies, real ones. Not because I saw a sad movie or my boyfriend broke up with me that, you know, oh, like someone I loved passed away from a car wreck unexpectedly. Real tragedy. So, not to say that someone breaking up with you isn't painful, but I don't know where I'm going with that. Sorry. But we're afraid to succeed. I think that maybe the lion is afraid to be a king. Let's explore that. Let's let it be, because there's more that needs to happen here. So he's afraid to see the Eight of Discs. The Four of Wands reversed. So I'm talking about that Mars, Venus and Aries here. And click. This card to me has a sound, like a kaleidoscope. You know, when you're a kid and you look into the kaleidoscope and you can change it. And somehow I think that the Four of Wands is like the click. and you get the perfect, most beautiful picture for you is your Four of Wands upright. Completion. Your click. Mars and Venus. Your click. Venus and Aries. Oh, Venus with the sword too. You know, this is reversed because this is Venus and Aries. Healing the feminine in yourself. If Venus, the unicorn, would represent feminine energy, this is a huge topic to bring up. Michael Tsarian's Unslaved again with David Whitehead. They have the whole female Illuminati, and then Tsarian his whole thesis on female psychology is brilliant, needed, inspires me to do this and be here and talk about this because it needs to be talked about, even if no one is listening to me. I'm going to talk anyway. Oh, or I think maybe the lion is afraid to build without his partner. You know. Not having a partner. Not every lifetime are you gonna have a partner. That's just the way it is. This is a card of Libra. Everybody loves to talk about how Libra needs a partner. Libra can't be alone. Well, if that were true, there'd be two people in this card. There's not. There's one. Thank you. So, walking the truth. We're walking into the unknown. We're going to face what we're afraid of, and we're going to go to our place where we can lay in that cool water that heals. And the sun's not there because it's too bright. And there's moss all over the trees. Green, like it, however you pronounce it. And there's herbs, and it smells like mint, and grass, and mud. The lion has had too much sunshine. Now this is a tree that's growing in the sun. It's got too much sun. It needs the night. It needs the dark. It needs the dark. Talking about the corrupted light. Not that this is a corrupted tree, but too much light can kill a thing. It's healthy. It appears healthy because it's light. But is it? May we know the blockage here, please? What's blocking the lion's vision? What's blocking the lion's vision? Tower. It's past. That chaos. Too much light. Too much sun. You know. Mars. Capricorns. Somehow it's like the corrupted light. Even though Mars and Saturn aren't necessarily corrupted, But they could be. They got out of control. Mars is out of control. And it's got the, it's really, not egocentric, but maniacal, like, controlling devil energy. And they're destructive. Self-destructive. The lion is being self-destructive. And that dove is fleeing. It's Venus. Peace is fleeing. It's not ascending onto this. It's fleeing. Venus is fleeing. Not Venus and Aries. Not Venus and Mars. It's reversed. Somehow this Eight of Discs, this false, I love this card. I've never seen this card this way, so it makes me almost like feel uncomfortable to say that, but this tree is a deception. They say an evil tree cannot bear good fruit, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look good. No. Not that the lion's evil, but you get what I mean. Okay. Going on anyway. Facing that dark, you know. I don't think there's anything I can say to you about your own dark. You know, we can explore, you know, these themes. This is like a theme. What's needed? Harmony, adjustment, courage through the pain, recognizing this in ourselves, taking a good look, because the unicorn is within. The unicorn isn't without, it's within. The black egg, that truth, that's always within. It's the inner journey. Talking about like the desert, that's not like a literal thing. Maybe. Is there something that we're not seeing here? I think that was the tower. What does unicorn have to say? What is unicorn saying to the lion? The Empress reversed. Didn't that say Venus? Venus had fled. So the other card of Venus is Taurus Venus, Earthy Venus. Unicorn's like, you've lost your sensitivity, lion. You're hardened. You're not soft. Nothing's growing. You're barren. Your tree is about to be destroyed because Venus is not here with you. Your balance. You're off, and you have to get there by facing me, facing yourself within. The Empress reversed. Yeah, definitely. Unicorn's like, if this was the Emperor, you know, they're a pair. Could be that too. You know, was saying, not every lifetime do we have our partner. How do we cope with that? Can you still walk strong through the pain? You lose someone that you love. Do you become toxic? Maybe that feminine aspect of the lion is toxic. Like it's grown a tree that might look pretty but tastes nasty. Let's get one more. One more from the unicorn. I feel like the unicorn is making a plea to the lion. Look at me. It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna heal. There were a few cards that fell out and I looked at them, but they don't belong here. You feel that sometimes. I trust my intuition. So we have the art card reversed and the Two of Swords. Devil on the bottom of the deck. So the lion, he's sitting. He looks peaceful, right? But he's out of balance. He's disharmonious, unmutual, and it appears calm, peace. He appears peaceful, right? He's posing. But look deeper, look closer. Or close your eyes and feel. That's what's happening in this card. In the Rider-Waite deck, she's sitting there with her back against the water. Moon affects the tides, the sea. But he's not there yet. He's not. He's not bringing together those two parts of himself, the lightning and the water, because she's mixing water and lightning, and she's making something secret, her secret healing water that I was talking about, those pools to heal you. I created those with spirit. You have to create yours. The lion has to create his own, but he has to face it. He has to be that courage. He has to have the courage. My dolls. The lion's my favorite one. And his face is like, ah. Do our usual, and we're going to get a card from the sisters because I adore them. Just going to give them a little shove quietly because my microphone picks it up loudly. What guidance have you for us today, sisters? We welcome you to the spirit walk. How can facing the truth within, going into that darkness, that the abyss, the black egg, bravely with the truth, with adjustment, with your steel, with the Ace of Swords, with your truth. It doesn't need to be light as long as you have the truth, like the sun. It's interesting. Solitude again. Their spirit, that eagle with the sun. Oh my God. I'm gonna really try not to cry. Do I need to say anything? Or do you feel that too? Keep moving forward. If you're going to be sad, be sad. Make space for that. Make time for it. It's in solitude. You're only going to find your pool of healing water alone with spirit. There's spirit right there. The eagle bird. Could be a moon too. Full moon. It doesn't have to be the sun. Excuse me. I'm going to leave it there. And I thank you always for taking the time to walk with me. This is really incredible. I hope to see you again.